This battle is part of the lesson. Groot will out!
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence!
I will not falter!
Groot will out!
We shall prevail.
Groot will
This
out!
is my penitence!
I will not falter!
Groot will out!
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence!
I will not falter!
We shall prevail.
Groot will out!
Let us tend to the wounded first.
Will it be my last battle? Pointless struggle.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence! The maelstrom!
I will not falter!
Pointless struggle.
We shall prevail.
Pointless struggle.
Maelstrom! This is my
I
penitence!
will not falter!
Pointless struggle.
We shall prevail.
Pointless struggle. Another foe fell. Leave me. Stand back.
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence!
I will not falter!
Force of evil.
We shall prevail.
I will not falter!
Stand back!
This is my
Force of
penitence! Oh, I was just getting started.
Stand back!
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence!
I will not falter!
Stand back!
We
Force
shall
of evil!
prevail.
This is my penitence!
I will not falter!
Force of evil!
We shall prevail.
This is my
I
penitence!
will not falter!
Force of evil!
A maelstrom!
The world has become safer. For the time being. Stand back! Forms of evil!
We shall prevail.
I will not falter!
Stand back! Forms
We
of
shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence!
I will not falter!
Stand back! Forms of evil!
Let us tend to the wounded first.
Stand back!
We
Forms
shall prevail.
This is my penitence!
I will not falter!
Forms of evil!
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
A maelstrom! This is my penitence!
I will not falter!
Forms of evil!
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence! What a relief!
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall
This is
prevail.
my penitence.
I will not falter!
The world has become safer. For the time being.
Let me bring my forest friends. This is my penitence.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence. Have I kept my friends safe?
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence. There's a reason why they call me the Mighty Forest Keeper.
We shall
This is
prevail.
my penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
The wrath of a maelstrom. Power of the Foreman!
We shall
I will not falter!
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom. Have I kept my friends safe?
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
We shall
I will
prevail.
not falter!
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom. There's a reason why they call me the Mighty Forest Keeper.
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
I will not falter!
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
I will not
We
falter!
shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
Is everyone safe and sound?
I'll clean up this mess as my penitence. The wrath of a maelstrom.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess as my penitence.
I will not falter!
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this is my penitence. Yes! I did it for you, my lady! You must keep your fins and scales bright and clean.
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll
We
clean
shall
up this
prevail.
mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
The future and fate of humanity.
Yes! I did it for you, my lady!
Since our advances in the 1800s of understanding electromagnetism, and then shortly thereafter, the revolutionary leaps in our understanding of the largest and smallest scales of the universe, from Einstein's breakthrough intellectual insights into special and general relativity, which told us so much about gravity and its relation to not only space, but a four-dimensional construct called space-time. And then the later, equally revolutionary insights into the world of the subatomic, partially sparked from Einstein himself. And then those are like many other genius insights of the greatest physicists of the 20th century, up through and beyond the emergence of humanity into the nuclear age. Think about the world we live in today.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
Ever more deeply
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
we live the nuclear era where
I will not falter!
we provide limitless resources.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter! Let us tend to the wounded first.
Harness the energy from have had profound impacts on all areas of society, least of which is medicine. Think about the breakthroughs in medicine that are extending our lifespans through biochemistry, biotechnology, through vaccines, antibiotics, through the discovery of human DNA structure, and the subsequent sequencing of the human genome. Think about the deep buildings of nature on the smallest scales, like at CERN with the Large Hadron Collider, discovering elementary particles.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
And what about the largest
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall prevail.
The universe wasn't static.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter! Is everyone safe and sound?
And apparently is changing all the time, telling us that we might just be at a special point in history that allows us to even exist. And that's not to say anything about the revolutionary implications of technology like the internet, and all the deeply socially relevant software that's running on top of that, AI very much included. We are immersed. We are becoming symbiotic with technology. So much so that most of us grow up believing in science, believing in the power of science to solve our problems. We've come to believe that science, in a world of murky, confusing matters of consciousness and spirituality, morality, ethics, science and mathematics alone can harbor us from deep, dreaded existential doubt. It's a place where we can look to
Y'all could use some color.
explanations of the natural world that we find ourselves thrown into. But there's one problem with that. If you start looking close enough at the paradigm of the physical world, the paradigm of fundamental science that we constructed with our mathematics, you start to find cracks in the bedrock of the scientific worldview, whether it's at the subatomic or the intergalactic. And it takes only a few clicks across hyperlinks in the Wikipedia universe, for instance, before we find out that the very scientific rationality of logic
This is my penitence.
so desperately
I will not falter!
that this
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
Maelstrom.
as we explore
We shall prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Oh, I was just
And
getting
navigate through.
started.
It really begs the question of how can these leading intellectuals that we look for to understand and help us make sense of what is most true be so uncertain about such a fundamental level of reality.
shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
We shall
This
prevail.
is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Breakthroughs
We shall prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
We shall prevail. What a beautiful night.
lack of understanding of what dark matter is surrounding essentially almost every galaxy we've ever observed, to the dark energy that appears to be ripping apart space, overpowering combined gravitational interactions all around the universe. Dark matter included. We have the mystery of matter and antimatter asymmetry that fortunately for us has led to an abundance, a positive asymmetry of regular ordinary matter, of which we're made of. And then there's the problem of the standard model of physics itself, the very model that was used to predict the Higgs boson that we discovered in 2013 at CERN is still
Do you like cherries?
incompatible with another definitively proven correct model of the universe at much larger scales of the cosmos, being Einstein's general relativity. There's a fundamental
Oh, so yummy.
incommensurability between the three of the four fundamental forces.
With all due respect,
electromagnetism,
I have urgent matters at hand.
magnetic forces in the subatomic world, and the force of gravity is understood to be a distortion or bending of space-time itself at the larger scales of the universe. So tonight let's explore some of these unsolved mysteries of physics. Let's see where these cracks in the bedrock of our understanding of reality lie. Physics is known to be a science that uses measurements and experiments to understand how different objects relate to one another, and different concepts like energy and matter relate to one another. But throughout history, there are these mysterious, dimensionless, fundamental physical constants that rise over and over again in experiments, many of which have no explanation. Dimensionless physical constant is a physical constant that is a pure number having no units attached to it, no units like mass, distance, time, temperature, energy. And arguably one of the most competent, most accomplished, most genius physicists of the 20th century, Richard Feynman, in his 1985 book, Quantum Electrodynamics, The Strange Theory of Light and Matter, remarked about these fundamental constants, these dimensionless constants, and one in particular called the fine structure constant, denoted by alpha. He says there is a most profound and beautiful question associated with it. It's a simple number that has been experimentally determined to be close to about 0.08542455. Some physicists and Marxists like to remember it as the inverse of its square, which is about 1 over 137.03597. But it's been a mystery ever since it was discovered more than 50 years ago in the 1930s. And he says all good theoretical physicists put this number up on their wall and worry about it. Immediately, we'd like to know where this number comes from. Is it related to pi? Or perhaps to the base of natural logarithms? Nobody knows. It's one of the greatest damn mysteries of physics. A magic number that comes to us with no understanding by man. You might say that the hand of God wrote that number. Or, quote, we don't know how he pushed his pencil. We know what kind of dance to experimentally do to measure this number very accurately. How he pushed his pencil, you might say. But we don't know why he pushed his pencil.
We shall prevail.
We don't know what kind of
This
dance
is my
he
penitence.
I will not falter!
to make this number come out.
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean
We
up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
And
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Oh, I was just getting
The
started.
same physicists who attempted to later measure the non-existent ether in the universe, the medium through which light could travel. They knew that the specific spectral lines of particular elements had been known for decades at that point, but the mechanism for why they were produced and why each element appeared to have its own specific fingerprint wasn't yet known. It wasn't understood at that time that the electrons, the negative electrons surrounding the positive
I'll clean up this. This is my
prevail.
penitence.
energy
I will not falter!
changes
I'll clean
We
up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
orbital configuration.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Drop that down after a certain point.
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
to
mess.
prevail.
a more stable configuration closer to the
This is my penitence.
I will not
I'll
falter!
clean up this
specific
mess.
and therefore specific wavelength in the process.
What a relief.
Instruments got more sophisticated, and scientists were able to probe and see and resolve finer and finer images of these spectral lines and measure the wavelengths at ever finer ranges. They noticed that some of the lines actually split into two lines, and this apparently causes from the specific spin that the electron has as it's emitting or as it's changing orbital configuration and emitting a photon. So it will emit a photon of just a very slightly different energy and wavelength, depending on the
I'll clean up this
We
mess.
shall
This is
prevail.
my penitence.
given the
I will not falter!
that significant fraction.
I'll clean up this
We
mess.
shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
Clean up this mess.
Momentum.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
Clean up this mess.
Spins.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
Schrodinger equation,
Mine as a
differential
jellyfish.
equation that governs the wave function of a quantum mechanical system, is adjusted for these initial conditions. We've understood, and we can have some predictive ability of how these lines, this fine structure, is created. And that laid the basis in the late 1800s, Michael St. Morley's measurement of these lines for the physicist Arnold Sommerfeld to have to elaborate and create a theoretical treatment in which he introduced the fine structure constant that is essentially a number, a constant that doesn't change. It relates the gross structure of the spectral lines being the more well-known energy levels of the principal quantum numbers, which denote the gaps between the different electron orbitals, the energy, discrete energy levels, the quanta between those levels. Well, it was observed that those quanta can actually be split into fine and even the hyperfine lines, energy levels, and the gross structure energies. So in order Z, where Z is the atomic number, multiplied by this dimensionless fine structure constant squared. And this tells us the scale of the fine structure splitting relative to the gross structure energies that are observed as electrons change from orbital to orbital.
I'll clean up this mess with my penitence.
I will not falter!
It was so intriguing, so many people.
I'll clean up this mess with my penitence.
Apollo Stephen Principal thing. Even he commented on the appearance of this number in physics.
I will not falter!
Clean up this mess.
We shall
This is my
prevail.
penitence.
It's so intriguing
We cannot hesitate.
Carl Jung, in a quest to understand its significance. He was quoted as saying, "When I die, my first question to the devil will be, what is the meaning of the fine structure constant?" Statistician I.J. Good argued that a numerological explanation would only be acceptable if it could be based on a good theory that is not yet known, but exists thanks to Platonic solid, or Platonic idea. There's been other attempts, many attempts, to find a mathematical basis for it, even up to the present day. So far, none has been accepted by the physics community. And even Stephen Hawking, in his book A Brief History of Time, began exploring the idea of a multiverse among other physicists. And the fine structure constant was one of several universal constants that suggested the idea of a fine-tuned universe that we live in. And that makes you wonder just how profound of an impact some of these mysteries have on the greatest intellectual, rational, scientific minds of humanity. How, despite the hubris, some would say, the pride and the arrogance that come from being able to unlock the energy held within the nucleus of an atom, for instance, or predict particles and cosmic
I'll clean up this mess with my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess with my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess. This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
The maelstrom. I'll clean up this mess.
Is everyone safe and sound?
As a result of coming into contact with, and intellectually and spiritually, with these deep, deep mysteries that are apparently baked into the cosmos at a fundamental mathematical and extremely high energetic level, things that can't be unlocked unless you probe, evolve technologically to the point where you can start up accelerators that are
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess. This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess. We cannot hesitate.
In mathematics ever devised by humans, we still run into mysteries. And maybe it's the fact that they are at the deepest levels that makes them even more profound. These mysteries that the forces, these fundamental forces governing the ability of these subatomic particles of protons and neutrons and
I'll clean up this. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess.
spontaneously and very unpredictably
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this mess.
really governs most of our experience.
We cannot hesitate.
That's not to mention anything of the fact that our brains and the electromagnetic impulses that make up our thoughts are defined and governed by these exact rules to some deep degree that we do not understand. It's amazing that these forces
I'll clean up this. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
like those
I'll clean up this mess.
pores of black holes
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
higher
I'll clean up this mess. This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
My dream of victory came true.
Energies unified with each other, indistinguishable from each other, and only separate, break apart into these unique forces, detectable by us now at very low, relatively low energy level of the present day universe. And another great 20th century physicist, again, it would be up there in the top 5, at least 10, potentially top 5 of all time, Paul Dirac, echoed similar sentiments about the incomprehensibly deep feelings you get when you come up against these ideas, these fundamental mysteries. Apparently, in the other exploration here, some divine and divinely intelligent being sewing these fine-tuned features and mathematical symmetries into the universe itself. He said, "It seems to be one of the fundamental features of nature that fundamental physical laws are described in terms of a mathematical theory of great beauty and power, needing quite a high standard of mathematics for one to understand it." And he was, if anybody was, one of the people who were part of that company. He said, "You may wonder, why is nature constructed along these lines? Well, one can only answer that our present knowledge seems to show that nature is just so constructed. We simply have to accept it. One could perhaps describe the situation by saying God is a mathematician of a very high order, and he used very advanced mathematics in constructing the universe. Our
I
further
await your
attempts at
moment.
mathematics enable us
Time
to
for some
understand the
fun.
depth of the universe. And as we proceed to develop
No one orders me around.
What's the
higher
rush?
mathematics, we can hope
Come on, touch the screen and see what happens.
the universe better.
No miscalculations are allowed.
And even if he isn't showing reverence for traditional God or deity, he is paying some homage to some pre-existing structure, some orderliness of the universe. This comes from a Nobel Prize winner. And to even further boil down his pedigree, he's the famous creator of the Dirac equation. He was able to a great degree, reconcile, to some extent, relativity with quantum mechanics, quantum electrodynamics. He, Dirac, coined the terms fermions and bosons after Enrico Fermi and the Indian physicist, whose last name was Satyendra Nath Bose. And
I shall dedicate a ballad to this glorious kingdom.
Albert Einstein, from Polarifest. And he wrote Napoleon over Dirac. This balancing of a dizzying path between genius and madness is awful. So this dimensionless number, this dimensionless physical constant, alpha, the fine constant, is just one of many dimensionless numbers out there. In the original standard model of physics, whose modified framework still exists as the standard model today, this original standard model from the 70s contained as many as 19 fundamental dimensionless constants, which describe the masses of particles and the strengths of the electroweak and strong forces. But even since the 70s, the complete standard model today now has 25 fundamental dimensionless constants. At present, still to this day, their numerical values aren't understood in terms of any widely accepted theory. And so they're purely measurement. The list, the 25 are the constant, the strong, the coupling constant, and we have 15 masses of particles relative to the Planck mass, so they're given the Planck mass. There are 6 quarks, 6 leptons, 8 boson, and the W boson, finally the Z boson. Then you have 4 what's called the CKM measure, which describes how quarks oscillate between different forms. 4 parameters of the Pontecorvo-Maki-Nakagawa-Sakata matrix, which does the same thing for neutrinos. One constant that I've touched upon before in my cosmology videos is the cosmological constant. This is essentially dark energy. It's the number denoted by lambda, the Greek letter lambda, that originally in a kind of nascent form was theorized by Einstein himself when he originally applied general relativistic equations
Boring!
to describe the dynamics of stars and then galaxies in the universe. And as Hubble found that light was being redshifted by galaxies that appeared further and further away, which meant that those galaxies were expanding in proportion to, at a speed proportionate to how far they were from us. And because it was symmetrically all around us, there wasn't just one direction of expansion, it was kind of expanding from every galaxy. All galaxies were expanding away from each other in a very uniform and oddly uniform manner. started out as had to be removed from his equations. Einstein had initially, like many and pretty much all scientists and cosmologists, which weren't then called cosmologists, but any astronomers and scientists who observed the heavens before Einstein thought in a very religious-centered worldview that the universe had no reason to be anything other than static, fixed, eternal, very unmoving, and unevolving throughout time, throughout eternity. In fact, there's no reason for those scientists, Einstein included, until that point in the early 1800s, to pursue
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
uncreated meaning
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
to the universe that was dynamic.
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
Maelstrom. I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
Maelstrom.
And the stars soon to be discovered.
Today's chores are done.
Overall net motion other than the random motions around each other, then that would mean that for Einstein, well, his general relativistic equations essentially would have predicted that the universe would have collapsed long ago, given the distribution of matter and stars and their cumulative gravitational attraction towards each other. There would have to be some
I'll clean
shall
up this is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
that gravitational original
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
once he realized
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll
We
clean
shall
up this
prevail.
mess.
that the cosmos predicted by his general relativistic
Yes, I did it for you, my lady.
A very precarious, unstable solution to his general equations of general relativity when applied to the cosmos was actually the more natural choice. The expansion of the universe ended up, ironically enough, being exactly what Einstein's equations predicted. His equations predicted that you would either have everything collapsing on itself over time, or they would be slowly expanding at a given rate, which it turned out they were. But in the 1990s, Adam Rees and team, Alexander Filipenko being one of the other team members, they were observing distant supernovae, and they found that the light curve measured and observed of these supernovae, whose characteristics, the rise and fall of brightness and energy, are fairly well known, indicated that the universe was expanding at a much faster rate than any constant expansion would have.
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
That data showed that the universe
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
accelerated.
I'll
We
clean
shall
up this mess.
prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
Maelstrom. I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
Maelstrom.
As a value astonishingly
Oh, I was
small,
just getting
to the
started.
negative 122. Essentially a decimal place with 122 zeros before reaching that 1. Or maybe 121, but something you get the point. And Martin Rees, the famous astronomer, actually had a book published in the late 90s called Just 6 Numbers, in which he was
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
values
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
doesn't go physical theory
prevail.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Just the ratio of the electrostatic and gravitational forces.
They were particularly crumbly.
The other two forces being the strong and weak nuclear forces. This ratio, 10 to the 36, is how much more powerful electromagnetism, the forces from electromagnetism, is over gravity. It governs the relative importance of gravity and electrostatic attraction and repulsion, and explain properties of ordinary, what most people think of as the second number is epsilon equals about 0.007. And this is the fraction of mass of 4 protons that is released as energy when fused into a helium nucleus. It's actually governed.
I'll clean up this. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll clean up this. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
The maelstrom. I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess. This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
What a beautiful
To
night.
eventually collapse under its gravity. So omega on cosmological scales actually determines the ultimate fate of our universe. This is one of the values that cosmologists are constantly using telescopes like James Webb and many others, measuring all wavelengths along the entire electromagnetic spectrum to observe and to
I'll clean up this
Prevail.
mess.
what this ratio
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
if this density
I'll clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess.
greater than or equal to 1 parity,
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess.
sustain expansion.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
The big crunch. So there are some theories that think that this might be
Have I kept my friends safe?
oscillating universe in which we have a big bang, and then after a number of billions and possibly trillions of years, it eventually doesn't quite reach the threshold for infinite expansion and will eventually begin to collapse back on itself, creating a big crunch. It
I'll clean up
shall
this. This is my
prevail.
penitence.
I will not falter!
a lot of people but
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess.
so there will be
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
energy dissipation, and therefore energy would be conserved
I'll
We
clean
shall
up this
prevail.
mess. We cannot hesitate.
a limit to the number of oscillations. It would be damped until the Big Bang, I guess, became smaller and smaller. Now, however, so that's if the energy density, the just total density of matter and energy in the universe is beyond a certain number. Now, if it's smaller than a certain number, between 0.3 and 1, the number 1, then the universe might just expand forever. And that, of course, just means that the universe has insufficient matter to gravitationally collapse back on itself and be attracted to a central point. And what's interesting about this number is that as of now, this is another mystery of physics here, most measurements from cosmologists indicate that we are right on the threshold, which is itself an impossibly unlikely occurrence in a universe governed by random choice or chance. Choice. Big difference there. So, it could be a choice by some larger metaphysical being who either entirely or had a hand in creating our universe and its underlying mathematical structure. And so, we appear to be right on the cusp of infinite expansion or possible gravitational collapse. And we have yet to figure out which. So as you can imagine, it's a very active area. Cosmologists and physical theoretical physicists to discover just what the energy density of the universe will be. The fifth number of Martin-Rees's six numbers, just six numbers, is lambda. And this is the cosmological constant. This is another ratio of what is observed
We shall prevail.
threshold.
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
Certain figure.
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this
prevail.
mess.
So we have
This is my penitence.
I will not falter!
I'll
We
clean up
shall
this mess.
prevail.
This is my
I
penitence.
will not falter!
The maelstrom.
What a beautiful night.
of the entire energy content of the universe being something on the order of almost 70%.